Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'll be bringing you today's episode. As always, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. We have a ton of content coming out for you guys every single week. We don't want you to miss a thing. Our usual shout out of appreciation to our patrons. All those tips and support are highly appreciated. It's only going to go towards making the channel better. We're hoping to add a lot more games to the channel, such as roulette, video keno, video poker, carnival games, things along those lines. We just want to do it right, which is going to be very expensive, so it's going to take some time. You could help us out if you wanted to. If not, no big deal. We appreciate you guys just tuning in, but if you're curious about it, go ahead and check the description down below this video on the patronage. And for our patrons, we do hope you are appreciating those patron-only exclusive videos we're putting out for you guys every single week. If you have anything you'd like to see, just email us on the site. We're more than happy to film it for you. As for the rest of you, please continue tuning in. We have, like I said, a ton of content coming out. And if you have any suggestions, questions, strategies, anything related to craps, baccarat, blackjack, pai gow, casinos, Vegas in general, just go ahead and shoot us an email at sincityliving@gmail.com. We absolutely love to shoot these videos for you guys. It is our favorite thing to do. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump into today's video. For today's video, we are going to look at some micro bankroll strategies. So what is a micro bankroll? So if you're on a $10 minimum bet table, say you're buying in with $100, that would be a micro bankroll. Generally, we look at $100 or less buy-ins as micro bankrolls. Obviously, if you're on, say, a $25 table, then a micro bankroll might be a $300 buy-in. Something where you just aren't going to get as many shooters as you may like. So if you were to go more balls to the wall, so to speak, and instead just decide to try and take it a little bit easy, see what you can build up, maybe catch a lucky roll or two. So for a micro bankroll strategy, like we say with a lot of strategies, this is the kind of strategy, a lot of micro bankroll strategies are not so much looking to win as looking to not lose. Now we want to kind of avoid things along those lines, but we want to keep our risk lower. That's the real point behind a micro bankroll strategy, is you want to keep your risk, your outlay, as low as possible until you've received a few rolls. So what are a few of the things you can do? Well, if you want to go really small bet, $10, go for the marching soldier. Go for the marching soldier. Why not? If this hits, it's going to pay you $18, right? So you collect $3 and you march your soldier up to the 5. If that hits, you march your soldier up to the 6. Now if that hits, what I would recommend is you take the 10 and you march on up to the 8. Now let's say you have a winner 8, right? 150 for 10, this would come off. March it up to the 9. Now again, I would recommend collecting the $10. You don't have to. Your payouts will definitely get a lot higher come to the 10 if you don't collect them. But now let's say you get another point. So now you're sitting with a $250 9. Right? So now when the 9 hits, you're going to collect $350. So we are going to collect $500 for $150 so that we can march up to the 10. Now this has a $30 VIG. So if it hits, it's going to pay $1,170. Okay, so $1,170, and then you come down. So with your initial $10 buy-in, you've got $1,770 plus what you got over there, so $1,793 off a $10 bet. However, this takes a pretty lucky set of rolls for it to happen, but you're only investing $10 at a time. And anywhere in this, you can just say same bet. Maybe you're on the 6, and when it hits, instead of pressing and marching to the 8, you just say same bet. You collect $70 because you know what? That $70 got you 7 more shooters. Or even right here, you collect your 35 because that 35 gets you 3.5 more shooters. Then after that, you just keep marching along. Maybe you same bet again over on the 9 or something along those lines, or even on the 8. You can same bet anywhere you like and collect a little bit more to continue getting you more shooters, but it's a $10 initial outlay. Now that's one of the odder and riskier micro bankroll strategies. And then the other micro bankroll strategies where you're minimizing your risk basically are opposite sides of the same coin. You can do your come bets. Of course, you do your place bet. Right? So you see a lot of people, especially people on beyond micro bankrolls, people that buy in for say $20 on a $10 minimum bet table where they only bet the pass line. Maybe they do their odds, maybe they don't. They're only betting the pass line. Now, at this point, you're really not looking to win money. You're just want to shoot. That's what I see oftentimes. But if you win, now you've got an extra $10. Now you can keep on going. So some people will do the come bets, but only do maybe a 2 or 3 point Molly system. If you are working off of a $100 bankroll, just do a 2 point Molly system. Because if a 7 comes right now, you're a push. You lose there, win there, you're good. If this transfers, right, so now you go to your second point, 2 point Molly system. If a 7 comes again, you only lose $10. You know, you'll lose there, lose here, win here. So you lost $10. $10, 1/10 of your buy-in. Not that big a deal. If it travels, stand fast. You have 3 different points where you can win $10 and reduce your risk. So say the 6 hits, right? So you won $10 and you only have 20 at risk. So since you're doing a 2 point Molly system, you put $10 back out. Now if a 7 comes here, you lose $10. But you already won $10, so you would actually be even on this if a 7 were to come at this point. Otherwise, maybe it travels, you stand fast. You just sit and you watch. So a 2 point Molly system without odds. Definitely a very, very micro bankroll strategy. But what I like about it is at most you have $30 at risk, and it's not going to be, theoretically, it doesn't happen every single time that you're going to just keep losing $30. So, you know, you should win a couple here and there, or at least push on a few. And the idea behind this is if you catch that hot roll and you start winning a couple, what you start doing is you start throwing 10 odds. Yes, it's worse. That's worse than doing a $20 place bet. You have 10 flat, 10 odds. It's $20 in action. Be better off with a place bet, but at least you're getting some odds and you're getting paid more. So once you've won a few and you've built up a little bit of a bankroll, that's when you go ahead, you stop, you just go with your fairly basic bets and just start adding a little bit of odds. You know, your outlay is still not super high. You know, or you start adding some odds back there. Again, why not? You're on a micro bankroll strategy. You do have to take some risk in order to be able to win some money in order to keep playing. The flip side, the don't pass and the 2 point Molly DC. Now at this point, you're hoping for the 7. So if this one travels, then you put another one out. If this one travels, you stand fast. Do not, no action though. Don't be scared of the 6 and 8, because once it travels, the odds favor you. When you're on the don't, the most dangerous spot is the come out roll. Right there or right here. That is the danger zone. You pass that and the odds favor you. Thing about the 2 point Molly system on the don'ts is you're not going to chase. If one of these comes down, you just wait until the next shooter. You keep your risk minimized. It's not too often that you're going to lose all 3. It's going to be times where you win all 3. Okay? If a 7 comes like right here, you're push, because you lose here, win there. If a 7 comes right here, you win $10. Lose here, win these 2. If a 7 comes right here, you won $30. So, you know, if you're on a true micro bankroll strategy, this right here might actually be my biggest suggestion to you as far as what you might want to play. But again, entirely up to you. You do you, however you want to bet it. And same thing, no lays. You're not putting any kind of odds out. Now, if you catch a streak, if you happen to be on that super cold table, then by all means, once you've taken your $100 and maybe turned it into $200, if you want to bet the same strategy, maybe you start adding some small lays. Right? Just because you're on a cold table doesn't mean it's not going to heat up at some point. That happens all the time. I see people all the time that double up their money, and then they double up their bet. Because they figure, well, if my first bet won me this much, you know, if I double the bet, I'll win twice as much. It doesn't work that way, guys. More often than not, I see people lose. So again, as we've said before, set yourself an out point. You know, what is the point where you're going to say, hey, I'm happy. I won enough. I'm good to go. So these 3 strategies are pretty decent for micro bankroll strategies. Outside of that, you've got a field strategy. You can always do your fields. Now the thing, if I were to do a field strategy, I would look at $10 in action, and I would look at going for 3 hits. I would look at hits once, let it ride. Hits again, let it ride. Right? Hits again, take it down. Now you take it. $80 off your $10. You just needed to hit 3 times in a row. If I were to play the field, that is exactly what I would do. You can also mix in other things. You can do hard ways and go for parlays, stuff like that. But a lot of places are going to require that you have the table minimum in action. They won't let you just play. Like if you're at a $10 minimum bet table, you can't just do $4, dollar all the hard ways and then sit there. They're probably going to say you have to have a $10 bet somewhere in order to do that. Right, so hard ways, stuff like that, those can be a nice little addition or a nice little fun piece that you add to your game. Definitely don't make it your main strategy. But those are some micro bankroll strategies you can do. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We appreciate you guys. We will catch you next time. Bye now.